All right, sorry about that. The video cut off. And that happens, because I'm on a phone. I'm not really using a recorder or anything like that. I'm just using my phone. And so you press a little button and sometimes it stops. Anyway, so, you know, one of the things that I find really interesting, I mean, I listen to a lot of different, I guess you can call them lectures, podcasts, and because there's so many different things that are being done to you as a person and you as an individual, um, just to survive. They really are trying to take over your ability to exist on this plane and replace it with their existence. And so, and that includes wiping your brain, wiping your memories, and taking over your ability to think, taking over, your brain waves, um, and your ability to communicate properly. Um, and so, one of the things I find really interesting is that, there are people who go into, a little bit more detail about the realities that we live in, especially when it comes to these gen and their mind control um, paradigms or programs. I had a thought that I was going to bring up, and now it's gone that quickly. I have to deal with this on a consistent basis. They know that their time is short, and so it's just one of those things you just have to put up with, or go try to live in an underground shelter, which they'll probably like find you there and harass you and attack you, and infiltrate you, which I find really interesting also because it's if you think about it, you realize that whatever they're doing um, is completely against nature. When they're harassing you and trying to steal your energy and take something that's not yours, it's really just you really wonder what goes through their minds at that point in time when, like, right before they do the action that they're doing. What do you? I always wonder. A question is it? I mean, are the people who are doing it under the same influences? When you're under mind control, I've been through many different parts of it where they actually use pain and fear, to stimulate and motivate you to do what they want. Are these people, forced to do this, to do these actions, or do they want to do them? Um, and then you have to think about some of the government programs and government experimentation that some of these people have gone through, like especially when their children. I was listening to a lecture with this guy who was talking about how these children are molested, taken to underground bases and molested, um, you know, and to increase in trying to increase their sexual energies so that they become more psychic and can use them as assassins. One wonders how deep and far that goes, and when you release a being like that after they've gone through probably some horrendous experimentation, um, and some pretty weird, um, you know, uh, things to get them to do a certain thing, to get them to a certain point. You wonder when they are released into the world what they're up to, and for me, it's like these negative demon people have just unleashed hell on you. It's like they've unleashed all these experiments, all these people who've been experimented on, these people who they call psychics and stuff like that, who are of the absolute most negative aspect of this particular reality, are using negative energy and negative things to harass and attack you. I mean, So the question that I have, is a little bit broader than just, oh, I feel like doing it this way. Like, what is the stimulation? What is the stimulant to get people to, or these beings, are they completely brainwashed? Do they have that? And again, I've experienced where they try to put that astro technology into you, and it's like that triangle, whatever it is, that all-seeing eye, where they try to actually stick it into your brain and it wipes out your memories and stuff like that. I've experienced that, and it puts you in a daze. And so, is that a part of it? Like, is it like so many different stimuli all together that basically makes them like robots? And so they no longer are capable of differentiating between what's real and what's not real. And so they live in a reality where they are forced or rewarded for their bad behavior. And so, the reward can be sucking out your biological energy, your biorhythms, or whatever, or masking, or mimicking or copying your brain waves. And then, I mean, like for me, when does it end? It just keeps going and going and going and going and going, and um, you know, just like this attack today, it's like, um, when does it end? When does it actually stop? When do these entities let go? Um, Even though, I mean, I understand it's a war. I understand that there's all sorts of things going on. But when do we get to the point where they understand that they don't have a right to your body, your mind, and your soul? And even though they've attached themselves onto you, when do they get it that they need to let go? They need to move on. Um, because when they attach themselves onto you, it's not like a reciprocal thing. If you look at some fish, or uh, not seaweed, like the clownfish, and they have a symbiotic relationship with coral, and so they they you know they take on their stinging, um, the poisons and stuff like that. They rub themselves against them, but they don't hurt the coral. They're not sitting around sucking out all the energy of the coral, but they are incorporating some of their defense mechanisms and then helping the coral with defense, and then the coral is helping them with defense. You know, or some of the fish that go and clean out some of the bacteria and parasites that are in fish's mouths or on their skin. And so it's a relationship. These negative entities are not. It's not a relationship. It's literally they attach themselves onto you, and then create a program where they proceed to try to suck out all of your energy and destroy your experience that you're having here on this planet and this existence. And that includes gang stalking, that includes raping, that includes killing, that includes the complete destruction of your life. So it's not a relationship. It's literally a one-sided attack on everything that you knew that you had. And for me, I'm just trying to breathe and live and enjoy my life. I'm not going out and bothering them, but they are going out of their way, and I mean every day, out of their way. And this includes getting angry. This is the crazy part for me. Them getting angry at me for not doing what they want. I mean, to me, that is one of the most confusing things I can possibly even go on about. And as you can tell, again, I'm being attacked or something's going on where I can't really talk. And usually when I'm doing these videos, this is what happens. Um, so the scary part that I'm really, and it's not really that scary, but it's really like they get angry that they can't eat you and kill you, and angry that they can't control every aspect of your life. Um, that's not natural. There's nothing natural about that. So, it really makes one sit back and ponder how deep the rabbit hole goes. For me, I'm really skeptical about people. Especially since I was attacked by Asian people, and it seems like yesterday I was just getting what they have this thing that they like to do when, especially like I said before, they not only attack you, they follow you around and try to harass you and destroy your life in different ways. And so they have this thing now, as you can see, someone comes right up. They have this thing now where um, ICE, and so they have their agents who work in these places. And yesterday, everywhere I go, if I try to get ice, you're not allowed to get ice. And I just grab some ice out of the machine, whatever. It's really not a big deal. And they keep saying, we want you to pay for it, we want you to pay for it. And now, just to let you know, I used to work in a convenience store when I was in college. And so uh, they, and if someone wanted to get ice, I really could give a shit if they got ice. But the negative entities, it doesn't matter what it is. Like I said before, they put this campaign on you where they're just constantly trying to fight you and attack you and hurt you in different ways. And it doesn't matter how they do it. It's just that they can get in. And so everywhere I go, from 7-Eleven to the gas stations, it's like a constant thing, and it's always these guys, these negative entity males that are constantly attacking about ICE. And I mean, that's just one of the many things. So it doesn't matter what it is; they're just constantly trying to figure out a way to hurt you. I'm guessing because of their own inadequacies, they're angry. And this is what I'm saying is like, how in the world do they think that they got the right to even be angry at you after they've chipped you, mind controlled you, altered your genetics, killed your family, manipulated you, destroyed your life, and now follow you everywhere, and then try to steal your biological energy and take your connection away, which is sacred for you to connect to the greatest one? What in the world could even explain what would make them angry? If 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 I if someone can explain it to me, because I understand that reverse psychology and stuff like that, but it's literally pulling up to a bank, running into the bank, stealing everything, and then getting caught and then taking all your friends and family, and then constantly running up to the bank people because you stole money out of the bank and got caught. I mean, it's even worse than that, because it was never, and the bank is nature. They're angry that they can't steal nature. I mean, if someone can explain that to me, and again, it's all about bullying also. I mean, it's so beyond evil. It's a step beyond. And if you look at some of this Masonic ritualistic ideals and things that they do with the child sacrifice and the experimentation, and the biological research, and the viruses that they spread out in the world, and so on and so forth. You really wonder how they came about and how they're even allowed to live, because it's for me, it's just like, I mean, it's horrible, and it's, for me, it's a constant thing every single day. I've got to put up with them and hear their annoying talking and annoying behavior, and it's literally, they think that they own you. They think that they are allowed to come into your life and manipulate it, regardless if you say so or not. That type of mentality's got to go. We can't live with that. And so I'm sorry that one day they're gonna have to go, but there's a reason. Peace out, fam.